Kunuradu Ganawage Hirono, and welcome to another episode of Ganawage Television, KTV. Joining us to start off the program this morning is Joe Delaronde, the political press attache.
How are you doing, Gene?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Thank you for filling in for the last couple of shows.
Oh, it's been fun.
Yeah. I understand it was quite busy while I was away as well. Quite a few things going on. So we'll try and just catch up on all the things that are happening politically. We'll start with the portfolios. Those they've been deliberating that for quite some time now. Is it all taken care of?
It's just about taken care of. There's still a little bit of uncertainty with a couple of things because we had a couple of chiefs were missing, so we need some confirmation. But there are less portfolios this time around. There's some consolidation of some things, like you used to have membership and social assistance and all this. So they used to be separate portfolios, but now several chiefs will sit on the whole social development type of portfolio, and so the work will be divvied up a little better. And some changes, nothing that I think was overly surprising. The official list will be put out very, very shortly, so if anybody wants to take a look at www.gahnawaga.com, you'll see the list. Check the local media, and we'll have that. We're still preparing some of that right now, but it took long because, of course, the other issues that came up, most notably education. It happened right at the time portfolios were going to be selected, and so a few of the media, local media, were calling and saying, so when's it going to happen? And even community members. Right. So it's pretty much done now, and it was a good process. I think most of the chiefs were very happy with the way the process went this time around, and so again, the announcements will be made very shortly.
Okay, you mentioned education. Obviously, that's still ongoing, even though things have seemed to have simmered down a little bit.
And they have.
It's still ongoing. So what's the latest there?
Okay, so what happens now is a couple of working groups have been. It's one working group because that's the way it was set up. So you have there are several chiefs who are working the file. Chief Rhonda Kirby is one. Bobby Patton, along with Gina Deer and Billy Nybo and Christine. Yeah. Billy is more or less like the fill-in guy. Christine Zachary-Diome is there, and there are also 4 or 5 from the Combined Schools Committee who are mandated to work together to try to get some of these issues taken care of. That's taking a while. Some of the meetings have been postponed or canceled, but now they're starting to sit together. There's still some contention, and I mean, I don't think that's a surprise to anybody, but there's a commitment to get some answers, move forward. There's the independent investigation that has to take place, and that's not coming from council. That comes from 4 or 5 months ago now. Right. So those things have to move forward. Work on the Constitution is going to have to begin, and they have to confirm a couple of other things too. So the actual working relationship is still to be discussed. It's co-management right now is basically what it is, but there's some discomfort from either side about that. So there's still work to be done to begin the work. Right. Basically.
Beginning the work. Wasn't there a 30-day time period where something was supposed to be done specifically?
The 30-day was to create the actual work plan. Okay. And that's something else that council has actually brought a document that they've begun working on, and they're going to bring that forward to the other group and say, does this look like something we can use? Okay. So, that process is there, and again, we'll keep everybody up to date as much as possible. It's been a little frustrating because one of the things was that there was supposed to be joint communications, but when you don't exactly see eye to eye on certain things, it's hard sometimes to put out a proper joint communication. So as the negotiations go on, we'll try to keep putting out as much information as we can that doesn't disrupt the process.
Right, just keep the community updated.
That's right. They're demanding some information. So
okay, lots going on. Justice is another one, the proposed Justice Act. I forget the official title of it, but those hearings were going on over the last month. Where's that at right now?
Well, there were 4 hearings, and they went well. We've gotten through the first 7 sections of the proposed law, and now it's on to 8. So there's a meeting coming up on October the 30th, which is a Tuesday. They've all been at 6 o'clock, and they go from 6 till 8:30. I'd like to remind people that They don't go all night. We try to keep it right on schedule, so we ask people to get there. The next section that'll be discussed is on the Court of Kahnawake and the composition of it. So that's going to be on Tuesday, the 30th of October, just before Halloween. And the participation, everybody always worries about the lack of participation. And, we keep telling the community that this is your chance to have an input. And those who participate always say, wow, I think this is pretty good. But it doesn't always translate into numbers. However, we do have to recall that when there was a legislation that came up about the anti-tobacco, as we called it, we had a full house for that. Yeah. So generally, I think when people are not happy with something, they show up in great numbers. And when they're supporting something, they might just say, keep up the good work, but I'll let somebody else go.
Okay. We'll wrap it up with a new hire recently. Over the last couple of years, we've lost a number of people in the Office of the Council of Chiefs, technicians, and so forth, and we just got somebody new.
Yeah, and a good one, I think. A guy who has some great experience. He's the former Grand Chief of Kanesatake, Paul Zaharnes Nicholas, and from 2008 to 2011, he was the Grand Chief. And we all know that that's a challenging job, probably more so than Kahnawake. But he also has, from economic development background, he was the economic development officer in Kanesatake in the early part of the 2000s, and he also was the bank manager, the branch manager of the Bank of Montreal office, or they actually have a bank in Aguzaste. So he was the manager there. So he's got some good experience that we believe we can use, and we're really happy to have him here.
What's he going to be doing here?
He's going to be a project leader. I guess at this time we're going to look at what files there are, because it still is a new term, even though it's been 3 or 4 months now, but now we're starting to really divvy up the work. Now that the chiefs have their portfolios, the work is going to be divvied up a little better as well. So I think it's going to be a good experience to have him here.
All right. Well, thank you for clearing all that up for us.
Well, I did my best. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Joe.